Yo, welcome back to your PTCGO video, and today I'm going to be showing y'all the deck that I was very close to bringing to the Knoxville Regional Championships. Now, I did end up bringing Reggie to Knoxville, but this was my original pick, and that was going to be my Galarian Weezing Flying Pikachu deck, which is basically tailor-made to beat Lugia, to beat Lost Box, and has pretty good times into like Mew and stuff like Vikavolt, which are very popular decks, and Regis, of course. Like, there's a lot of very popular decks in the meta, and that's why I wanted to bring this deck, but I ended up last minute switching over to Regis. I didn't think my list was fine-tuned enough. I was losing to Lugia in testing, and I wasn't feeling the deck as much. I feel like it needed a little bit more work until I decided to maybe bring it to a big regional, because this deck is very much tailor-made for a regional when you're going to be paired against the big decks. Like, you're guaranteed to play against, like, 3 Lugias, like, in a regional, Lost Box, like, all the big decks. And that's why I waited on the deck. But the whole idea of the deck is to just counter them. Obviously, Weezing has the ability Neutralizing Gas, which is in the active. Your opponent's Pokemon have no ability. So you shut off Comfey, Greninja, shut off Lugia, shut off Ranguru, Lumineon, to name a few. And then, of course, Flying Pikachu VMAX is very good against Lost Box and very good against Regis. And it's even good against Lugia. And of course, we do play the Aerodactyl VSTAR, like literally just trying to like super hard counter Lugia and Lost Box with this deck. So yeah, before we get into the video, show sponsor Koffing TCG. As always, if you're ever looking for any PTCGO pack codes, get your codes over at Cavern. If you're looking for the new set, Crown Zenith, or older sets like Silver Tempest, or maybe you want to get a specific set for migration over to TCG Live, get your codes at Cavern. If you get anything at Cavern, at the checkout, use my discount code LDF for a 5% discount on your order. Help the channel, help yourself out, and up our Cavern. So shout out Cavern, check them out, and use code LDF. But yeah, also shout out the Shovel Squad too, of course. If you haven't subbed to them yet, make sure to subscribe to them down below. I do post weekly content on their channel, and you can check out my second channel down below too for even more content. Been posting a lot more content now that I was away this weekend. There's a lot of new stuff that got revealed and announced. But also, speaking of while I was away this weekend, of course, big shout out to everybody that came up and said hi in Knoxville. Knoxville was a lot of fun. I lost my winning into Knoxville. If you want to hear more about my Knoxville report, definitely go check out my second channel down below. I did post a video talking about my run at Knoxville and why I played Regis and how my matches went, because I did lose my winning in. And it was a really cool time. And this was what I was really going to play to Knoxville. Again, the whole idea is to hard counter, you know, those decks like Lugia. Like against Lugia, you go Weezing against them. They can't do their ability. And then you just try to get Aerodactyl in play. Then you Ancient Star against Lugia. And then most Lugia decks don't play Canceling Clone anymore. And you just kind of Aerodactyl them. And you just attack with Flying Pikachu until you win. Against Lost Box, you go Weezing until you get to a Flying Pikachu Parasol. If you get lone Flying Pikachu Big Parasol and play against Lost Box, they can't really do anything because their entire deck is just basic Pokemon, meaning that you should be able to win the game. So yeah, against Lost Box, you go lone Flying Pikachu with a Big Parasol on, and that should be enough to kind of win the game. That's kind of the idea behind that matchup. Pikachu Parasol is also very good against Regis. Same kind of thing. You go Weezing, shut off the Regis, and then you just lone Flying Pikachu, Big Parasol against Regis, because they can use Regice against you, so you want to be mindful of that. Smart stuff of the deck is Crobat VMAX and Drapion. Against Mew, you'd think Weezing is insane against Mew, right? You think Weezing's got to be good against Mew because you shut off Genesec's ability. Well, not exactly very good because you can't really do much with Pikachu or Aerodactyl in that matchup. So we need some dark backup. So I'm playing Drapion, but also Crobat VMAX. So against Mew, you try to get the Crobat VMAX in play so that you can max cutter one Mew and then knock out the other Mew with Drapion, or go Drapion Crobat. Vice versa, your opponent that way. That's kind of the idea behind the Crobat and the Drapion being in the deck, is to help you against Mew, which you can buy time with Weezing sometimes while you kind of load up a Crobat, and then if you sometimes you get a Crobat in play, it's hard for them to win. Not even just the Drapion Crobat. Sometimes they just can't deal with Crobat. Against Mew, maybe you can use Ancient Star, which does shut off Genesec's ability, but very scary because if you do Aerodactyl, sometimes your opponent just responds with a KO. Like, the amount of times I've done Ancient Star, my opponent has knocked me out with their Mew deck without even needing to draw cards has been kind of insane. So you just want to watch out for that. And again, against Lugia, you Ancient Star them, and you max Balloon. Flying Pikachu Parasol is also really good against Lugia. I mean, there's a reason why Lugia Flying Pikachu is already a popular deck right now. And it's because, like, Pikachu is really good against Lost Box and really good against Lugia. Like, against Lugia, Max Balloon can be good. If they don't play Dunsparce, you knock it out at some point in the game. You can Max Balloon hit Lugia for weakness, and you can put a Big Parasol on it so you can't get Yveltal, and they have to attack with Arceus, and it's not very good if they have to do that. The only weird thing about the list might be the supporter count, which is kind of the fine-tune I need. I mean, I am playing 3 Colress. The idea behind Colress is it does let you keep your hand, which sometimes you need, but also lets you put cards in the Lost Zone that you don't want in your discard. Mainly basic. Sometimes you play against a deck with Echoing Horn. If you play against Lost Box with an Echoing Horn, it makes it harder for a lone Flying Pikachu to do anything. That's where the Colress's experiment comes in handy. And then I got Marnie in the deck because Marnie Weezing's good, and then Research. I think the supporter count is kind of jank. I definitely think 3-3 of each supporter is kind of not great. Definitely tweak around the supporter count as you see fit. 2 Air Balloon, mainly just here for, like, Aerodactyl to retreat it. Once you Ancient Star, you want to put on your bench as soon as possible. Also good to, like, retreat Drapion and Sneasler if they're in play. I am playing a Force Seal Stone. I am playing 2 Vacuum in the deck. Vacuum is very good to get rid of stadiums like Temple of Sinnoh, which shut off this deck pretty hard, as the entire deck is, like, special energy. But the Force Seal Stone can be very helpful to get you an ability. There's matchups where you don't even need Aerodactyl, right? So you can just play the Force Seal Stone instead. You can also vacuum it off and put a Big Parasol on if you really have to. If you have to play Force Seal Stone in a sticky situation, you can always play the Force Seal Stone and then vacuum it off, then play the Big Parasol on the Pikachu if you're in that scenario. The energy count's pretty straightforward. I am playing 1 basic energy in case you play against Training Court. Hiding Dark for Weezing lets you kind of move Weezing into Pikachu when you're ready, or move Weezing into Aerodactyl when you're ready. 3 Auroras, and then 4 Double Turbo. The only thing this deck can't really beat, this deck doesn't have a good matchup against Duraludon, because we don't, I mean, my original list did play Path the Peak. I did cut it for the second Vacuum. You can definitely re-add Path in the deck, but yeah, this deck cannot beat Arcdura. And this deck, well, the only way to beat Arcdura is to literally just, like, Aerodactyl, like, V-Star them and just hope that it works. But even then, like, your main attacks are not doing a lot of damage to Duraludon. And this deck also has a bit of a weird Goodra matchup. Goodra can be beaten thanks to Weezing, but it's definitely tough. The reason I'm playing Sneasler also is for that extra poison. It helps a little bit against Goodra, and also helps against Lost Box. It puts a lot of pressure on your opponent if they're, you know, trying to, like, wall you off with bulkier Pokemon like Guru or Cramorant. You can Sneasler them and then hope that it, like, poisons them a little bit longer. I am playing 1 net. Try to net something off the board so you just have a lone Pikachu. Alright, that's the deck. A lot to talk about, I know. There's a lot to break down about the deck. I really wanted to kind of go in depth about my list and kind of talk more about it and why I almost played it. But who knows, I might play it down the road. I think it's a really cool deck. Very well designed for, like, the meta. And let's go show it off and see what we can do with it. Alright, let's see what we can do. We open up the Koffing. Going first, this does give us knowledge as to what we're playing against, which means we can coordinate what we want to bench. Cramorant. Alright, this is the plan then. We go... Get rid of Colress. It's the worst supporter to play here. We grab a Flying Pikachu. Do we have net? Do not have net in the deck. Yikes, that's annoying. No net. That's fine. We go on a double Koffing here. They play Escape Rope. We can give them Koffing. Pretty good start. I'm going to have to probably go Marnie. So... I guess I could have got rid of the Escape Rope. I guess I didn't need to get rid of the Colress, but I might need the Escape Rope. You never know. I don't know what we're playing against. Like, I don't know what kind of Lost Zone deck it is, but what I do know is my opponent immediately rips a double battle VIP pass. Do they have a Colress to go with it? That would be kind of insane if they got a Colress. Safe to assume it's probably just Dragonite Lost Box, which is beatable. Nice. We got Marnie. Can make it work. Go Marnie, Weezing, and pray. I think we're dead here. There's no doubt in my mind Koffing is not surviving the turn, so that's totally fine, because we don't mind if my opponent knocks out Koffing, because this way we can get the double Weezing in play. So it's actually fine if they KO Koffing. Because then what can happen is we get to a point where we can body my opponent with the Flying Pikachu. I need to find net, though. Pricing net is a huge problem for us. No energy turn 1 is also kind of annoying, too. Would have been really good to see an energy turn 1 there. Not gonna lie. Would have been really nice to see an energy turn 1. And also hoping they don't have a Colress on top of their deck. I do have the Marnie, though. I think it's safe to Marnie. Though I could Research, which is probably not a bad play either. I just need Weezing energy. Maybe I do Research, actually. Because all I need is Weezing plus energy. The problem is now, if they have an Escape Rope, it's bad. Okay, there's Weezing. Alright, fine. We'll go for the Marnie, then. Because we got the Weezing. And then we'll Marnie. Kind of hope Marnie doesn't give them a rope or something. I don't know. All right, we need energy. We do get there. The rest of the hand is not very good, though. If Sneasler... We could technically afford to play Sneasler. It's not that bad. Not too bad. We're going to Drapion. I'm never going to play Crobat down. Be a bad idea. Pass. I guess I could have been Sneasler, but there's no reason. I mean, her hand's dead anyways. There's no point. All right, we'll see what they got here. Can they stop me? Yeah, there's Colress. They probably primated that on top of the deck. Yikes. They're already at 6 in the Lost Zone. Yeah, I don't like that. We have to hope for the best here. Sometimes Lost Box just kind of has everything every time. There's nothing you can do about it. Breaking off that Marnie, though, is pretty awkward. I don't like that either, though. Okay. See if they have anything. I need to get double Weezing down, so we're probably going to get another Weezing down, I guess. We just want to get lone Flying Pikachu in play. Kind of hard to do when her hand is dead, so we'll have to see if we can make that work. We're also hoping they're not playing Lost Box with Echoing Horn, by the way. Capture G. They might get Raikou. Snorlax. Okay, that's fine. It's not really a big threat, I don't think. Well, maybe it is. They could rope belt me. Okay, they don't have much. Okay. We drew a Colress. Yes, we're in the game still. There we go. Wasn't the greatest Colress, but you know what? It's better than nothing. At least it got us cards. Let's go as much thinning as we can. Pass the turn over to my opponent. Hopefully they don't have a third Colress's Experiment here. Not liking my odds, though. Yep, there he is. They probably have the knockout. That's fine. If they knock out my Weezing, we can go Lone Flying Pikachu. That's their... Ooh. There's their last... They are out of Colress. That is really good to know, especially because I'm Marning them here. They are officially out of Colress. They could Greninja my Flying Pikachu. Oh, they just passed. They don't have anything. Okay, okay. This is heating up. Now we can play the Marnie. They're out of Colress's Experiment. They haven't been able to get out of Weezing. Oof, we don't get an Aurora, though. Okay, that was not the greatest Marnie, but we can do some more thinning for what it's worth. We can thin a little bit. I could go bench Sneasler, but they definitely have a switch out. Have to do that just in case Snorlax KOs me with like a belt or something. The fact they, well, they're out of belt though, but I still think I'll put the Flying Pikachu down anyways. Obviously there's no reason not to, because you never know. They could have a way to KO my Flying Pikachu V somehow. We just kind of hope that we can buy more time. Need to find an Aurora Energy or Lightning ASAP or another supporter that lets me draw cards. So this is not great at the moment. There's Net, that's fine. They might just Greninja me and put 90 on Pikachu. We don't mind if Pikachu takes a little bit of damage. We don't want Pikachu to take too much damage. I gotta get Parasol on it too. So getting closer to Sableye. Again, they are out of Colress's Experiment. And Birdcue. They have no supporters left. Okay, they just pass. We are just bricking super hard right now, though. And I will Severe Poison them and pray. Yeah, we're just bricking here. We're bricking more than them, and they're out of Colress altogether. Yeah, hopefully we can take a couple prizes with Weezing, though, at the very least. So hopefully they die to poison here. Maybe. Please. Yeah, I would like if they got knocked out by poison this turn. That'd be great. If I get... The more prizes, the merrier. No, they found an escape rope. So now Pikachu's probably going to take damage here. There's Cramorant. They just spit me. Okay. It's not good. Again, they should be out of supporters. Well, they have a boss, probably, but that's not that bad. Need this Aurora, man. Not finding the Aurora really sucks. Ooh, they got the Mirage Gate. They must have Wisdomed into it, though. Guarantee they probably Wisdomed into that. Hopefully they don't have another switch. Okay, good. I don't mind taking 110. That's not the biggest deal ever. What do we draw? No, dude. The bricks are real. I ran out of the bench Sneasler, unfortunately. I don't have a choice. I need to play around Escape Rope again, because Snorlax is in play. If we take 180, it's not looking good. So I need to just hope that they don't have it like that. Not good, man. Bricking is not part of this game's next plan, but thankfully we do get a knockout. All right. Really hoping for a good prize. There's the Scoop Up Net. That's not terrible. Okay, what do we draw? Oh, my God. No energy. Just bricking. It's not good, folks. Hopefully they stay poisoned and we get another prize. We have the net. We have the ability to go Lone Flying Pikachu. We just need, well, almost. We need to find energy because they need to kill my Weezing, which I assume they're going to get a prize with Snorlax at some point. I need to hurry up, though, because they can Greninja my Pikachu, and this is not good. All right, come on. Please give me something good. Okay, that's not helping. Okay, Thankfully, we drew a Marnie. All right, we're still in the game. That's perfect. They are down 2 ropes. They play 4, though. See, now we net the Sneasler. We Marnie. We don't mind Weezing being in play. Like, if my opponent's going to have a... My opponent's going to play a rope. Weezing going to the active isn't terrible. Okay, finally, we got the attack with the Flying Pikachu. Didn't get a big Parasol, though. Which is kind of sketchy. Not going to lie. But even if they Sableye me, we still don't get KO'd. So we have at least 1 turn of Max Balloon. All right. I need to get double Parasol on now. Okay, middle prize. There we go. Okay, finally we're getting supporter cards. There we go. We got research. Hopefully that gets us Parasol next turn. Assuming they don't Sableye me. Again, they're out of Colress, which is good. They have their abilities now, but we'll see how much that's going to do. We've crippled their board pretty well, too. That's everything. Weezing getting a couple prizes is always a good thing. Yeah, if we can get a couple prizes with Weezing, it's a pretty good feeling, you know, so. All right, there's Greninja. They have 1 net left. They could still potentially get to the point where they, like, net boss. So basically, I have to take all my prize with Pikachu before they win the game. Ooh, they got Sableye. That's not good. That cram damage is really paying off. I should have been Sneasler earlier than looking back at it. Let's see if they have the Sableye ping this turn, though. They don't Sableye me this turn. We can boss knock it out. I don't know if I even want to do that, though. Oh, they could... Ooh, they can Sableye me this turn and then Greninja finish me off. Yikes. Oh, that's not good. Okay, we could actually be in some trouble. Okay, they don't have it. Nice. Question is, do I research and hope for the Parasol, or do I boss knock out Sableye? I think we're just going to boss KO Sableye. Get that thing out of here. Not today, Sableye, not today. All right, what do we got? Pokégear's pretty good. We'll take that. Pokégear's not bad. Just in... Well, actually, it doesn't really do anything. Well, it gets us another boss, right? Another boss is in there. Yeah, it's in there. Okay, we just gotta take 2 prizes and we win this game. That's all we have to do. Honestly, we can probably get another Flying Pikachu down, too. Maybe. We'll see if they have the Sableye this turn again. We're gonna make him have it. That's the plan. Make him have it. Make him have something. There's Cramorant. I mean, escape roping my Weezing with Cram doesn't do much. I'm honestly surprised they haven't done Greninja. Like, they could have won Greninja a long time ago. I think they were saving Greninja, though, for the Sableye. I think that's what they were trying to do. They went Spit, and they were like, okay, I can Sableye your Pikachu, and then I can Greninja. I think that's what that's probably why they haven't played Greninja yet. Honestly, I probably should have just boss KO'd the Greninja, to be honest. Looking back, maybe I should have just KO'd Greninja. Well, no, I don't want them to do Sableye, though. If they Sableye me, it's not. Yeah, I have to prevent them being able to Sableye, actually. I think that's more important. They pass again. How many DTs do I have left? Should have enough. We're just going to knock out this Comfy with Weezing. We're at the point now where we can just establish 2 Flying Pikachus. How much energy do I have left? So have Auroras. All right, research. We have Training Core in play. What am I saying? Yeah, it's all good. There's the big Parasol. There we go. We finally got the Umbrella. Ella. I think, honestly, we just Flying Pikachu. We just hit them with the Pikachu. Yeah, now we just do this. It's fine. We have boss in hand for a game. We have game in hand, so it's all good. I think we've won. I don't think they can do much. They can't win this turn. They can't do much. I think we've won. Let's see if they have a way out of this Flying Pikachu lock. They could maybe Dragonite me this turn and shred me for 50. If they go Dragonite, though, I mean, I don't know. They can't win. They have to, like, Roxanne Dragonite me. That's, like, maybe... That's if they play a Roxanne. Some of us do. But, yeah, they don't got it. They just scoop it up. There we go. That got messy. We bricked in the middle there, which is not what we want to be doing with this deck. But we got there in the end. We even did the dangest amount of damage we could do. All right, let's see what we can do with Weezing in this game. Gonna go first again. You always want to go first this deck because you don't know what you're playing against, and going first just gives you more knowledge. We open up the Koffing. This hand's okay. I wouldn't mind drawing a Pikachu or something just to maybe get something down, but we'll see. It's Arceus. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna get Aerodactyl. We don't know what we're playing against, but if we're playing against Arceus, it's safe to kind of just go get an Aerodactyl because it's kind of the best option in this scenario. Because we don't know what this is. This is Arcturalodon, by the way. Arcdura is an auto loss. We can't beat Arcdura. So we're hoping that it's not Arcdura. It's an auto loss, right? But if it's Arceus with, like, something, we'll see. Ooh, they immediately get a turn on DT. That is not good. Don't like that. We'll see if they Marnie me or not. Getting Marnie would be okay. All they need to do is just attack with Aerodactyl, right? Which we would need the VSTAR and the Aurora. See if we can get there. Yeah, when they flip over an Arceus, you want to go Aerodactyl, but yeah, we'll see. The problem with this deck is it doesn't do as well on the ladder because the ladder is so, like, there's just too much random stuff on the ladder, which isn't a bad thing, but it's just, like, it's better. This deck is just better in a tournament environment when you're going to play against stuff like Vigavolt and Lost Box and Lugia. Not on the ladder where you're going to play against, like, potentially an Arceus Zeraora, Arceus Charizard deck. You know what I mean? Or, like, you're going to run into more random stuff than you would in an actual tournament setting. That's kind of the issue with this deck. Speaking of Aerodactyl, my opponent also plays the big dinosaur fossil. They have a pretty good hand. Jeez. Okay, they're playing the Flying Pikachu build. Okay. They're actually, that's pretty good. If they're playing a 1-1 line of everything, that's actually really good they lost all those Pokemon, though. Because what if I just Flying Pikachu them and they have no way to attack it? I guess they have Arceus, but I two-shot it. I don't know. We'll see. It's very awkward that they got the double turbo. I don't like that they immediately found the double turbo here. The fact they got the double turbo on the Arceus so early is really bad. I was hoping it was to be like an attach pass situation. So I have to Marnie and maybe you have to try to go Crobat and stuff to get Aerodactyl. We need to find Aurora Energy too. No, they have Yveltal. I need to find Big Parasol, which I just discarded. But I needed the air balloon though. I needed the air balloon to nah, that sucks. Yeah, maybe I could have kept Parasol. I still have another one. It's not that big of a deal. I still have another big Parasol, which I could easily find. If they don't bench the Yveltal, I could Marnie them, take it away, and make them find it again. But they're going to bench it. Crap. Yveltal is pretty bad. I don't like that. And again, they found the turn on DT, but they got no other basics. If I just knock out Arceus and get a big Parasol on, might be okay. All right, there's the VSTAR. That's good. Got the Aerodactyl. Honestly, getting an Escape Rope Aurora could be good, too, to KO the Yveltal. Okay, we got the Aurora. That worked out pretty well. We'll just dig, I guess. Is there a Parasol in there? No, it's prized. Oh, the Parasol's prized. Crap. Uh-oh. That's not good. Don't get Escape Rope either. Rip, okay. I did not realize the other Parasol's prized. That's fine. Should have kept it. Punished. It's fine. We'll Quick Ball for Flying Pikachu. If I can find a switch card, I can still Weezing them, which is pretty good. All right, Lost Dive. Knockout, and hope we don't mill important cards. That's fine. Those 3 cards aren't really... Well, the core, man, that's fine. The course kind of sucks. Not a big deal, though. Parasol? No. Rip. They could whiff the double turbo. There is a chance they don't have the double turbo, if we're lucky. They need to find the DT here. They have no Arceus in play. They might not be able to find it. They don't get the double turbo energy. That's really good. The only problem is I can't really attach energy, though, because then I lose all my energy. So I gotta hope they don't find double turbo. But it looks like they're going to. They have a really good Ultra Ball turn here, which is not good. I could Ancient Star them when I get my abilities. I'm tempted to, actually. Very tempted to. All right, whiff the double turbo one time. Whiff it, whiff it, whiff it. They're probably not going to. They have a supporter for turn 2. Unless they prize a couple double turbos, is unlikely they're going to whiff. If they do whiff, though, that'd be great, and I can kill this evil. I know they only play 1 Yveltal, so we can knock this out. No, they got it. I should have held the Umbrella. I didn't like what they were playing, so it's awkward. Ooh, they have a Marnie. Yikes. Actually, maybe it's okay. I don't want to research energy. Maybe that's okay. Assuming we can find a switching card, it might be okay. Nope. Oh my god, we were gonna drop Boss. So they whiffed, I would have got Boss on the Arceus. Very tempted to Ancient Star them here. And they don't have Starbirth, which could be low-key kind of decent. I think I'm actually kind of content with that, to be honest. We'll Marnie them. More energy. We got Escape Rope, which is good. Try to go into Weezing for a bit. Yeah, well, Ancient Star. So then they don't have Starbirth. Or any more Crobat Illuminion shenanigans. Oh, and they scoop it up. We take those. That's your game plan against Arceus. As long as it's not Arcdura, you go Aerodactyl. I gotta see what else do they have? Okay, I couldn't see. So yeah, basically the game plan was KO the Yveltal through Weezing Sneasler poison damage at some point. And then Flying Pikachu maybe does work. Because the fact they lost to Pikachu in the Aerodactyl VSTAR means they might have had to go like Lone V, which means I could have just went Max Balloon. So there's a lot of ways we could have took that game. So we are going to be going first, which I think you always want to go first this deck because you don't know what you're playing against. And you never know what attacker you're going to need for that specific matchup. We see a Greninja. Assuming that it's Lost Box, we'll open up a Koffing. We'll Quick Ball for another Koffing. We have to assume we're playing against Lost Box here. So we'll open up a double Koffing. I guess I could have retreated a Koffing, which I probably should have done. The only issue is, if it is Lost Box, I don't want to lose my net, because you want to try to loan Pikachu. But they are playing Zapdos, so this means they're most likely playing Arcanine. Okay, the Arcanine's pretty fine, actually. This is a matchup where we probably just want lone Pikachu. So we're probably going to net one of the Koffings here, assuming they don't attack me turn 1. Which, I mean, they're off to a good start. They got the Zapdos double energy. But they have the Serena. Losing multiple Serenas is really good. Let's see if they can pull off this attack. They need a net. They need a lot. I don't think they have to have like a Crobat. And even then, they're still like going to probably fall short. There's, maybe not. Maybe they get, it's only 3 energy. They need a switching card and a 4th energy to get the turn 1 attack. Do they have it? Do they have the turn 1 attack here? Let's see. That would be pretty insane if they did. Especially because they just did Serena. Nice. So yeah, lone Flying Pikachu is probably the play in case they play Rope. So we're just going to have to go for the Pikachu. Where's research here? There's the Flying Pikachu. We just got to hope that Weezing can buy us a turn. That's the plan. Hope Weezing buys a turn. I probably shouldn't have attached the hiding. I should have just waited to research and try to get energy on Pikachu, actually. So that was a misplay. We'll see if they get a knockout here. 3 cards in hand. They have no abilities at the moment. I need to build up Pikachu. And, of course, it's fine. We can take a hit from Arcanine, but this is not good. I need to get Parasol on. Okay, sure, that was their hand. Switch card research. Awesome. Yeah, I should have just researched and try to get energy on Pikachu. That was a misplay. Still, we can go another Koffing, I guess. Not the end of the world. Need to find a Marnie, maybe. Yeah, I should have just waited to attach the energy there. Didn't expect them to have research and switch card in their hand. Like, they have the literal perfect counter. But, there you go. Got Force Seal Stone. I'm going to play that. We're going to Ultra Ball. Grab a Koffing. The Force Seal Stone is really good here. We can vacuum it off and get Parasol on, so that's the plan. Okay, we do find the double turbo for next turn. We do have the vacuum in the deck. 2 Parasols. All right, the gang's all here. Retreat. Another Flying Pikachu just in case. Pass. Wish I had a Weezing in play here. It's fine, though. Again, they have a huge hand. I mean, it's not looking good, but they're down 2 Gust. Their hand may be massive, but we'll see. If they don't knock out my Flying Pikachu, all we have to do is just find a Vacuum plus Parasol. And I don't think we can really lose, right? Because there's no way they can deal with the Flying Pikachu. We just basically hope they don't knock my Pikachu out this turn, which is hopefully unlikely. We have 340 HP because we're resistant to fighting. We just need them to KO the Koffing. Just need them to knock out my Koffing here. Alright. There's 6 energy on Arcanine. I can't even bother doing the math. Ooh, they have a Marnie, though. And there goes my double turbo. This is where the Force Seal Stone comes in play, though. Because we have the... Yeah, this is where the Force Seal Stone comes in handy. In case we need to dig for the double turbo. We found Parasol. We found Colress, too. It's not bad. We can get Vacuum or double turbo here off of Colress. We'll be in session. We could try to go into another Koffing, potentially, if we really have to. You know, like, if worse comes to worse, we could always just go into yet another Koffing. They're really loading up the Arcanine. Which, I mean, they kind of have to do, I guess. They don't knock me out. That tells me they have a boss in their hand. So we need to max balloon them this turn. Which it looks like we are going to be able to do. So that's good. Again. No, but I need a switch, though. I need switch DTE, and I didn't get either. Now, could bench another Flying Pikachu. Might have to just get another Flying Pikachu down. The fact they didn't knock me out clearly means they have a boss. Yeah, I think we're going to have to get a second Flying Pikachu. Yeah, because they knock out Koffing, it doesn't matter. It's fine. I really want to play this Force Seal Stone. I think we're gonna. Grab a DTE with it. Yeah. They did knock out my Koffing. They might not have it, though, so that's what I'm hoping. They might not have the boss, right? They have a 4-card hand. The fact they didn't knock out Koffing is a little suspicious, but we'll see. I could have tried to maybe go Weezing that turn so they couldn't do Greninja to dig for the boss. That would have been ideal, too. But, oh, they don't have it. They just research. Ooh, they didn't have it. They baited me. That's a pretty good bait, though. I mean, it was safe to assume they probably did have it. They still have Boss and Serena in the deck. So, like, the chances were actually not very low. It's fine. We just have to move. We just find Switch, Escape Rope. There's a couple cards we can find here to get this Koffing out of the active spot. The issue is I lost that Lost Vacuum, which I think I shouldn't have discarded. Because now I can't get this Force Seal Stone off. Because I need it off the Pikachu so I can play this. But I can always go into a second Flying Pikachu. I have Escape Rope, too, in the deck. If I keep that, we can still use that to get around Zapdos. We'll see what happens. I need to vacuum the stone. I guess, ooh, I could have got rid of the, ooh, I did screw that up. I forgot about the training cord. I think I actually could have got rid of the energy in the hand and then training cord back. Okay, yeah, okay, I did screw that up. I completely forgot the training cord was in play. That's fine. We'll see what they got. There's an Ultra Ball getting played. So yeah, if they knock out my Koffing, they go on to 4 prizes. They KO a Pikachu, they only get 3. They could Force Seal Stone KO a Pikachu, though. Or Sky Seal a Pikachu. So, if I can get 1 Flying Pikachu, I don't think I put 2 Flying Pikachu in play. Or 2 VMAXs in play. Right? Because they knock out Koffing, they just knock out a Pikachu VMAX, and I lose with a Sky Seal Stone. So I think I do not play 2 Pikachus down. They do go for a Crobat here. Wonder what they're digging for. They must have a really bad hand. There's a 9th energy. They could play Escape Rope. That would be pretty bad if they play an Escape Rope. We'll see if they have an Escape Rope. Maybe that's what they're looking for. And they do KO the Koffing. Alright, so we are able to max balloon them here, finally. The question will be, will it be enough? Alright, what do we draw? Quick Ball. Could use that to thin. Then have to. I don't think we really need the Aurora, to be honest, at this point. Yeah, I should have got rid of the basic laning. The other Vacuum is not in the deck. Oof. Okay, that's not good. Found Pikachu, Boss, DT, sure. I mean, yeah, they could just win with Sky Seal. I can't afford to... We're going to have to just attack with this guy for now and just hope that eventually we get the Sky Seal. If I go double Flying Pikachu, I give them the ability to knock out the other Pikachu with a Sky Seal Stone, and then I just lose. So I can't put 2 Pikachus in play. We'll see what happens. I mean, they need a lot to pull off Zapdos. I need Marnie, though. I haven't played a Marnie yet. They're all in there. I saw them. Marnies are in the deck. A Marnie here would be great. We do 2-shot them, which is pretty good. Could KO Greninja, too. We'll see what they do. Yeah, I shouldn't have got rid of the Vacuum. I am regretting that. And they do have a boss. They are going to KO my Flying Pikachu V. We'll say I have an Escape Rope boss. That'd be pretty funny. There's 10 energy on this Arcanine right now. This thing is loaded up. Jeez. Alright. So now it's just 1 Flying Pikachu versus the world, essentially. This is how this is going to go. Can't find boss to save my life, bro. That's crazy. Or I can't find Marnie. I need Marnie. I don't have to KO the Arcanine. I could boss here, knock out Greninja. Try to get Vacuum. I just don't want them to paralyze me. They paralyze me. It's not looking good. They have to lose all the energy to paralyze me, though. Maybe it's fine. I could also get the Vacuum off of this. All right, I think we got to go for the knockout, risk it. We just got to hope they don't paralyze me here. They probably will. Yeah, I shouldn't have got rid of the vacuum. I am kicking myself. We can find vacuum out of the prizes. Nope. Nope. More junk. I mean, they're down 10 energy. They have a huge hand. I can't find a Marnie to save my life. I need to Marnie them here so I can prevent them from doing anything. Wow, there's one in the loft then, okay. But still, like, I need to find a Marnie. Look at their hand. It's humongous. There's another Arcanine. Oh, but they just concede. Okay, we don't have to worry about it. I did play that game a little sloppily. Again, I forgot about the training court being in play, which I should have got rid of the lightning, not the Lost Vacuum. So I almost threw there for sure. There you have it. That is the deck here for you all with those matches there. We didn't play against any Lugia or Mew, which I kind of wanted to show off how this deck beats Mew specifically. We didn't play against Mew, though. Lugia we didn't see either, so that's kind of funny. It just do be like that. This is why this deck is better in a tournament. This is why it's better to bring to a regionals where you're guaranteed to play at least probably against like 1 or 2 Mews, a couple Lost Box, definitely like Lugia, like better for a tournament. This deck is not as well for the ladder. The ladder, there's too much weird stuff in the ladder. So this deck isn't good for the ladder. It's better for an actual tournament where you're going to be guaranteed to play against like actual like super meta decks like Vikavolt, Lugia, Mew, Lost Box. Like the good decks you'll play against like Reggie's, but on the ladder, not so much. But this is what I was going to play to Knoxville. I still might tweak around the idea. The idea is still really cool, in my opinion. I say this deck actually has potential. It just, in the testing the night before, it was like, it wasn't doing as well. And I didn't have time to refine the list. So I was like, all right, we'll just rock Reggie's again. But who knows? Maybe I'll bring it to Charlotte or Vancouver or something, right? Because I really do like this deck quite a bit. I think the idea is really good. The supporter count is probably really bad. I think we need to change around the supporters a little bit. To be honest. Yeah, definitely tweak around the supporter count for sure. But let me know what you thought of the list. It's a very anti-meta deck, very designed specifically for regionals where you're going to run into a lot of, the meta decks. And for the ladder, again, not as well. But overall, the deck is really cool. Weezing is just a really good card. There's a reason why I got second place in Knoxville in the E-Turn deck, because Weezing is very good right now in the format. But that'll be it for me. If y'all enjoyed today's Pikachu video on the Weezing Pikachu deck, make sure to leave a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe down below. Help me on the board reaching 39,000 subs. Want to thank you all for the support on the channel as we slowly but surely await the release of Scarlet and Violet, which, well, this video actually should be going out on the 1st of March, so we're getting close. Yeah, check out Card down below. Use code LDF. Check out my Twitch, my Twitter, my Discord. Check out the Shovel Squad down below. Check out my second channel for even more LDF content. Posting a lot of content over there. A lot of news came out while I was away this weekend, so I definitely got to cover all that. But yeah, peace out.